Hey guys, so I just read Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. Let's talk about it. Okay guys, so I know this book comes in physical copies, but I got it on my Kindle during that Amazon sale. And y'all, so I was in a reading slump, right? Because I feel like sometimes when you read too much, it just all becomes a little too much, and so you need a break, but you don't realize you need a break. So you get into a slump because you just need to recharge. So I haven't really been reading like that for really the past 2 months. I read a couple books, you know, here and there, but not like I usually do. So I saw this floating around on TikTok a while back, and I just had my eye on it, and then the sale came around, and so I bought it. And guys, oh, like, this book was such a cute, fluffy read. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it had me smiling like this from ear to ear for most of the book. I mean, the banter, A1. The chemistry between the two characters, A1. So we've got Bradley and we've got Celine. Brad and Celine we used to be best buddies, but now we're not. But they both know why. So, and it is set in the UK, so they are in, I think it's called secondary school over there. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I'm sorry. Please don't jump me in the comments. Please. Y'all, please. I don't know. Just know the book is set in UK. So, like, they have, it's like a UK school system. And then they have, like, UK slang and stuff. Which, you know, always cracks me up. I just love their little phrase, you know, are you taking the piss? It's just a funny say. But I'm getting off topic. So, we have Brad and Celine, who used to be best friends growing up because their moms aren't best friends, but then a rift has happened. We don't know what yet, obviously, but a rift has happened, and so now they're in their last year of high school and they don't really talk. They're more enemies, but Celine ends up signing up for the survival thing, and then Bradley ends up signing up for it as well. So of course, you know, hijinks ensue, and now they have to decide, is their friendship worth rekindling? Will something else blossom in its place? Or has it been too long and they're just going to stay enemies for the rest of their lives? So that's what the book is about. This will be a little bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled, then I'm sorry, click away. Just know the book was good, and okay, now you can click away. Okay, is everybody left who wants to be spoiled? All right, perfect. So Celine, first of all, I will not lie, she was kind of annoying. She is a social media influencer. She's huge on TikTok. She loves talking about conspiracy theories and things like that. Bradley is on the football team, but I think it's soccer over there, but he's on the football team. And he hangs out with the popular kids because of his status as, like, you know, a football star, things like that. And he's your typical high school boy. Or is he? According to Celine, he is a sellout. Because he abandoned her for the popular kids all those years ago. And that's why they're not friends anymore. According to Bradley, he tried to pull her in to his new friends, but she was kind of weird. And, you know, the popular kids are all conformists, so they didn't like her weird. But I mean, she was talking about aliens and stuff, so it's hit or miss with kids. It's hit or miss. So Brad pulls her aside and he's like, can you not be just a little bit more normal for me, please, can you dial it back? Can you talk to them the way you talk to me? And she's like, are you ashamed of me? And he's like, no, I just want you to be a little more normal. And of course, for a young impressionable child, especially coming from your best friend, those are hurtful words. And so she ices him out completely. And so Brad feels away because he did not, when he was signing up for the popular kids table, he was not trying to lose his best friend in the process. But as we grow and as we're trying to figure out ourselves and each other, of course, you know, there's going to be that time where maybe you outgrow some friends, or maybe you need to go through certain experiences to realize those people are not who you wanted. You wanted your best friend all along, but you won't know that if you never, you know, expand your horizons. So that's where we're at. I love the banter between these two, okay? It was obvious. It was obvious because every time Celine talked about this boy, she talked about his looks. Celine and Brad get sent to detention, and Celine ends up falling, and Brad catches her, and I'm like, ooh. And then they're forced to address the issues of their past, and so they finally start talking about why they left each other in the first place. And y'all, I love fluffy romances that also deal with slightly heavier themes like parental neglect. You know, Celine's dad left them when they were young. Turns out he has a whole, you know, like second family that he's maybe sort of not really very devoted to. And so Celine is grappling with that, you know. And I loved the line where she was like, Bradley and I were so close, we were practically one person who was forced to split into two. And if I let him back in, we will go back to being, and like I admit that I'm in love with him, we will go back to being that one person. And if I lose him again, I cannot handle that. Guys, I said, whoa, whoa. What a way to describe the person that you are in love with. What a way to describe how it felt when you lost your best friend. But the way I wanted to shake them sometimes and be like, guys, just talk. But then they did talk, and I would be like, guys, maybe don't talk as much. But I also love the fact that Brad and Celine were able to have tough conversations, like when they finally talk about, you know, why they split in the first place. And he's like, well, you abandoned me. You iced me out. Point blank. Why did you do that? And she was like, because you left me. Point blank. You left me for the popular kids and became a caricature of yourself. So why would I keep talking to you when you were no longer my best friend? And he was like, okay, fair. Especially since, you know, he told her basically, can you be a little bit less of yourself, something a little bit more palatable for these other kids, so that I can have my new experiences but that I don't have to lose you. Because that was crushing. That is hard to hear. And he did immediately say sorry, but the damage was done. She suffered a betrayal from the one man. Really, looking back, it was like she suffered a betrayal from the one man she thought she could trust. And so it cut deep. And then when he looks her in the eye and he's like, listen, because she talks about her steps to success. Because she's made this whole plan out of, she's going to become a corporate lawyer and then she's going to join her dad's firm. She wants him to choke on the success that she will have in his firm, taking over his company and things like that. And like her sister tries to get her to see the error of her ways if she does that. But you know, Celine doesn't want to admit it because Celine is very, very stubborn, which is why she was kind of annoying in the beginning of the book, because it was very much her way or the highway. And she was so self-absorbed, she could not see stuff from another person's point of view. So when they're in the summer camp, and I think her name is Aurora, when Aurora tells her, you know, sometimes you're just tired of being called the weird kid, because Celine is into like aliens and things like that, and then Brad has OCD, and like, you know, like the actual OCD, like he needs to always check the lock because he can't remember if he locked it or not. Like he needs to count to 8 or something, like his brain tells him something bad will happen, like actual OCD. And so Aurora was saying, you know, sometimes you just get tired of being called the weird kid, and so you just want to fit in and feel normal for once in your life because it's too much. You know, you already know that you're different from other kids. Maybe it's an allergy. I think hers was she can't have gluten, I think. But she didn't know that until later. So like she would be really like dizzy and she would faint a lot. She was real weak, things like that. So the kids just called her weird because they thought she was just doing too much. And so when you're going through things like that, she's like, you know, you're already kind of struggling with yourself, but then you have these outside presences making your struggle worse. And so you just want to be normal for at least one day. And Selena's like, oh, because Celine is very self-confident too. So like when people would talk about her, it didn't really bother her because she knew what kind of person that she was, and she was confident in the kind of person that she was. So she never really considered that other people might not be or might not have such a firm self-foundation. And so I love the character arc that she went through because she really did mature. She had some setbacks. Like I really wanted her to just be vulnerable fully with Brad. She had moments where she did show vulnerability, but she never let him get all the way because she was very self-sabotaging because of the way her dad had did them. She was very self-sabotaging. And so I love when she finally got to the point where she was like, there are some things that I cannot control, but there are some things that I can control. And one of the things that I can control is the fact that I am deeply, madly in love with my best friend, and he almost died. He almost died falling off of a cliff. So I do not have time to keep battling with my self-doubts of what if this doesn't work out, because I do not want to lose him like that. Like I do not ever want to have to worry about losing him, because I thought he was gone for that minute. Like when he turned around to look at her because she self-sabotaged, he went up to the mountain on the second time that they were there. It was like the second expedition in the little survival thing that they had signed up for. He went up to the mountain, they're talking, and he's like, you know, we need to talk. But he's happy, excited because he's about to tell her he loves her. But she immediately goes to, oh, he's about to break up with me. I mean, not really break up because we ain't never been together, but break up. He about to break up with me, so I'm going to break up with him first. I'm going to hurt him before he hurts me. And it took that experience for her to realize that that was what she was doing, and then start actively asking her mom about therapy and things like that. Really talking to her mom about, you know, her whole dad being one of the sponsors for the event. Well, her dad's firm being one of the sponsors for the event, and how that was originally why she wanted, or she signed up for this in the first place, but that's not really what she wanted. But now she doesn't know what to do because she realized after talking to Brad, she had based her whole life plan on basically making him suffer. And her sister tried to get her to see that, but she wasn't trying to see that at that time because she just couldn't. I mean, she had been building this plan for years. She wasn't ready to face the truth, you know. And then Brad is like, sometimes we have to realize within ourselves whether the path that we are on is about making us happy or about seeing other people suffer. And he ate. That was a bar. That was a bar. And then when Bradley really started stepping up and like defending her in public, he ate with that. Like, they really started being intentional about being friends again. Like, they really started being intentional about being open to each other. Oh, ate. And Bradley realizing that he doesn't need, you know, all this extra stuff. Like, he was playing football because his therapist said it was good for him to be in his body when like the intrusive thoughts was starting to come. It was good for him to have something to focus on, to keep him in the moment. And he realized he didn't need to play football. He could jog. Like, there were other things to do. And the people that he thought were his friends weren't really people that he wanted to be friends with. He did find, you know, a couple of friends in that popular friend group that were genuine people, but he realized, you know, the people that he had and he lost were more important to him than the people that he gained. But he needed that experience so that he could know. And so overall, honestly, I gave this book 4 stars. I thought it was a solid 4 out of 5 because there were, like I said, my good sis, I loved her near the end of the book because she felt more real. But in the beginning, it was very much self-absorbed, and like I couldn't really get behind her as a character because I was like, girl, you doing a lot and you are not looking in the mirror and realize that you are being hypocritical. But you know, Brad wasn't either. So I thought it was a solid read. But again, it was cute, it was fluffy, it had comedy. I was laughing at some points, I was smiling at some points. I was like I really felt for the characters at some points. So this is a great YA fluffy romance book. And so if you're looking for something to get you out of a reading slump, I would suggest this, because this one got me out of mine. And sometimes we just need something a little lighter than, you know, spice on every 10 pages. You know, sometimes we need the cute feel good romance, and that's what this was. So if you check it out, let me know down in the comments. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye guys.